Welcome back, brave souls, to the second part of our spine-chilling series. We're about to dive even deeper into the heart of America's most haunted locations, places where the veil between our world and the spectral realm wears terrifyingly thin. If you thought the first part was terrifying, wait until you hear these next stories. We're talking about places where documented paranormal activity will leave you sleeping with the lights on. So buckle up and get ready for another ride into the darkest corners of American history and the supernatural. We begin our journey in Adams, Tennessee, home to one of the most infamous hauntings in American history, the legend of the Bell Witch. This isn't just your typical ghost story. This is a tale of a malevolent entity, an unseen force that tormented a family for years. Imagine, if you will, an isolated frontier farmhouse in the early 1800s. John Bell and his family are about to experience something straight out of a nightmare. It started subtly, whispers in the night, strange sounds, and then it escalated. This entity, this unseen force, became known as the Bell Witch. It was ruthless, physically assaulting family members, particularly John Bell, and driving them to the brink of madness. The Bell Witch remains an enigma, a chilling reminder that some mysteries may never be solved. But one thing's for sure, the stories, the legends, the sheer terror it inflicted, continue to haunt this corner of Tennessee. Our next stop takes us deep into the heart of Louisiana, to a place shrouded in darkness and tragedy, the Myrtles Plantation. This grand old mansion with its sprawling oaks draped in Spanish moss, holds secrets whispered through the centuries. They say that the Myrtles Plantation is built upon an ancient Indian burial ground, a gateway for restless spirits seeking solace or perhaps vengeance. Over the years, there have been countless reports of paranormal activity, unexplained noises, chilling apparitions, and cold spots that send shivers down your spine. One of the most famous stories is that of Chloe, a slave girl who met a tragic end. Her spirit is said to roam the plantation, her eyes peering out from behind the windows, her presence felt in the dead of night. From the swamplands of Louisiana, we travel to the towering peaks of the Rocky Mountains, to a place that inspired one of the most iconic horror novels of all time, the Stanley Hotel. This grand old hotel, nestled amidst the breathtaking scenery of Estes Park, Colorado, served as the inspiration for Stephen King's The Shining. And let me tell you, the real-life stories are just as chilling as the fictional ones. Guests have reported disembodied laughter echoing through the empty hallways, phantom children playing in the corridors, and the unsettling feeling of being watched. Room 217, the most notorious room in the hotel, is said to be haunted by the spirit of a former housekeeper. Chapter 4. The Winchester Mystery House. Now we head west to San Jose, California, home to a mansion as bizarre as its history, the Winchester Mystery House. This sprawling Victorian mansion with its twisting corridors, staircases leading to nowhere, and doors that open to blank walls, is a testament to one woman's fear of the supernatural. Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, believed her family was cursed by the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifles. She dedicated her life to building this labyrinthine house guided by spirits, they say, in an attempt to appease them. The Winchester Mystery House is a maze of architectural oddities, each room, each corridor, a whisper of Sarah's tormented mind and the spirits that haunted her. Chapter 5. Eastern State Penitentiary. Our next stop takes us to the outskirts of Philadelphia, to a place where some of America's most hardened criminals were once incarcerated. Eastern State Penitentiary. This imposing Gothic-style prison, now a chilling museum, is a haunting reminder of a darker time in American history. Within these walls, countless inmates lived out their days in isolation and despair, their souls forever etched into the fabric of the building. Visitors and staff have reported disembodied voices, shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Chapter 6. The Amityville Horror House. Our journey takes us to Long Island, New York, to a house that needs no introduction, the Amityville Horror House. This unassuming suburban home was the setting for one of the most terrifying and controversial paranormal events in history. In 1974, the Lutz family moved into this house, unaware of the horrors that had transpired just a year earlier. The previous owners, the DeFeo family, had been brutally murdered in their sleep by their own son, Ronald DeFeo Jr. The Lutz family's time in the house was short-lived, just 28 days, but those 28 days were filled with unimaginable terror. From the suburbs of Long Island we set sail to the California coast, to a legendary ocean liner that has become a permanent fixture in the harbor of Long Beach, the Queen Mary. This majestic ship, once a symbol of luxury and elegance, now stands as a haunting reminder of a bygone era and a hotbed of paranormal activity. Over the years, countless guests and crew members have reported chilling encounters with the ship's spectral residents. There are stories of children laughing in the empty corridors, the ghost of a sailor who died tragically in the ship's engine room, and the apparition of a lady in white who roams the first-class pool area. Chapter 8. Our journey takes us to the rolling hills of Kentucky, to a place once dedicated to healing, but now shrouded in darkness. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. This sprawling tuberculosis sanatorium, with its long, eerie corridors and abandoned treatment rooms, stands as a chilling reminder of the devastating impact of the disease and the countless lives lost within its walls. Waverly Hills is considered one of the most haunted places in America, and with good reason. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported disembodied voices, shadowy figures, and full-bodied apparitions. Chapter 9. Our next stop takes us to the heartland of America, to a small town in Iowa, where a gruesome crime took place that shocked the nation, the Villisca Axe Murder House. On a quiet night in 1912, the Moore family and two young guests were brutally murdered in their sleep, their killer never brought to justice. The house has remained virtually untouched since that fateful night, a time capsule of a bygone era and a chilling reminder of the horrors that transpired within its walls. Visitors to the house have reported feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, hearing unexplained noises, and even seeing apparitions of the victims. Chapter 10. Our final destination takes us to Fall River, Massachusetts, to a house forever linked to one of the most infamous unsolved mysteries in American history, the Lizzie Borden house. It was within these walls on a sweltering August day in 1892 that Andrew and Abby Borden were brutally murdered with an axe. Their daughter Lizzie was the prime suspect, but despite a sensational trial, she was acquitted. The house where the murders took place still stands today, a bed and breakfast that offers guests a chance to spend the night in the very rooms where the gruesome crimes occurred. Thanks for joining us on this journey through America's most haunted locations. We've explored the dark corners of history, confronted the unexplained, and felt the chills run down our spines. But remember, the paranormal world is vast and ever-present, so keep your eyes open, your minds curious, and your senses alert. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-tingling tales. Until next time, stay curious and stay spooky.